Hi, welcome back. This is a little bit of a marketing tool video, but it's a little bit more of an information video because some things have come up since I published my book called The Empowered Empath's Diet, The Guide to High Frequency Nutrition. It was originally written as kind of a primer for some recipes and some shopping techniques. We have a whole bunch of what to buy, shopping pictures, and what brands to get, and how to make substitution. Because there's a lot of women with children that are suddenly being thrown into having to shop gluten-free, dairy-free foods for their children, and grain-free, maybe because they have celiac. And so there is that. There's also a lot of recipes in here, and how you can eat a gluten-free diet, not spend so much money, save time and energy. Because when you're trying to save someone's life who has been diagnosed with celiac or they have a severe allergic reaction, you don't have to be celiac to be allergic to wheat or grains or dairy and to have digestive disorders. But if you are one of those, then this book is really, really helpful. There's a lot of lists in it on ingredients and foods to avoid on your labels and on the counter. There's also a lot of symptoms in here and genetics about the MTHFR gene that can cause problems. I have a page in here about identifying if what your dosha is in Ayurvedic medicine, and then information about my um, bathtub theory of health, which is always kind of fun to share with people. And then there's a shopping guide, where to go, what to do, and some family recipes and that kind of thing. Well, one of the things that's come up, and then I teach a class. I have lectures that we've compiled, videos that we've compiled, and the book uh, on our website that is a downloadable course from the website with lots of videos, lots of content, PDFs that you can learn if you need extra help besides just the book. Okay? But that course is going to run $250. It's always going to be at that. I have doctors recommending that course, lots of videos, lots of practical information, lots of guidelines, how to shop, how to read the labels, how to set up your kitchen, what foods to look for, what foods to avoid. I do a lot of work with Dr. Peter Osborne's book, How to Get Grains Out of Your Life, things that really inspire purity and health and not contaminated with pesticides and fertilizers, things that caused your gut health damage to begin with. And so we go from there. But what I want to talk to you about today, besides this book, is some things and some questions that I've had about eating disorders around gluten-free, because I get a lot of complaints that either a waiter or a chef doesn't want to just have foods that are made just on gluten-free menus or grain-free menus, and they don't know how to cook them. So I have some videos made just for chefs and how to substitute ingredients and how to expand your menu to include gluten-free options that are safe, and how to reassure and do little write-ups in your menus for gluten-free or celiac patients. So I have an ability to help them in chef mode, to serve a bigger clientele. But also, sometimes waiters or people who are going to restaurants don't want to eat out because there's a lot of shame in eating out because they have to kind of be catered to. But it's also because they have a lot of fear that it's just easier to not do it. and they have a lot of fear because they don't trust the food that they're getting served to be safe. There also is sometimes not a lot of healthy options in the name of health. If you're gluten free, then just eating a salad, but not having, the full meal or whatever, the substitutions that are being made that aren't that healthy. Sometimes instead of cake, the only option that I've been offered is fruit that's in heavy corn, high fructose corn syrup. That's not healthy for anybody. And it certainly isn't healthy for me because I also have a corn allergy, even more so than wheat, probably. So there's a lot of guilt and shame and fear around eating a gluten free diet. And so we have a lot of feelings of needing to control that and not being able to feel our hunger or to feel our fullness. So when I first started eating gluten free, I ate a lot because I never felt full. Well, I never felt the fullness because the fullness was inflammation. Okay, so if I never get inflammation because I'm eating healthy, then my brain thought I was still hungry. But I ate a handful. I was full. I literally was full. I had enough food in my body, but my physical body perceived I didn't eat enough because I had associated that fullness feeling, the inflammation feeling, with being full. That is not an accurate description. So we feel like sometimes we're always overeating because we don't get that fullness feeling. Okay. We also avoid a lot of events around food. So when I know somebody's serving cake for a wedding, I just recently missed a retirement party because there's cake, there's crumbs going everywhere. I can take healthy fruit options and yogurt options and things like that, and, all the veggie trays in the world, but literally being afraid somebody's going to spill their cake crumbs in my plate has been a thing. Okay. So, and it is not just a thing for me, it's a thing for a lot of people. When food comes out in the kitchen and it's served by one person who isn't aware of the cross contamination of those crumbs or flour, regular wheat flour, getting into my food, then that can be a huge problem and send me to the emergency room. And so to avoid that situation, it's easier to just not go. Well, what happens when you become obsessed with that sort of thing is you create yourself into an eating disordered or disordered eating. Okay, so if you're constantly feeling like you have to earn good food, like if I eat salmon and it has, a lot of sauteed vegetables with it or something, and it might be a little bit more expensive than everything else on the menu that other people can enjoy, but it's the only thing on the menu that I can enjoy. I sometimes have, in the beginning, felt like I didn't deserve that. And so, in that manner, being disordered with my eating can really be affecting me and my health because I might have a tendency to skip a meal or to just get a salad. Okay, but I'm not getting that much nutrition to begin with. So, always thinking about food is another thing. Always being obsessed about my size is another thing. I've lost a tremendous amount of weight since I became gluten free. And sometimes I feel like if I keep doing this, I'm going to wither away to nothing. And so being concerned that I need to eat more is a situation that I think about a lot. So I'll have 4 meals a day or 5 meals a day or not even meals, just peace all day long. You see what I'm saying? So it can lead to disordered eating, not routine time, place, or amount. And the other thing when I moved to my new house, and I started establishing my shopping habits. There is a store here that has a gluten-free aisle. That's all they have. And I would say 85 to 90% of the food on that aisle, it says that it's gluten free. But what it really means is that it's wheat free. There are a lot of other glutens. Corn is classified as a vegetable by the FDA, but corn, if you grow it here in Kansas or in Oklahoma or Nebraska or Colorado or Missouri, it's a grain. The farmers know it's a grain, okay? But when you get it in a can and you're eating it on a cob, it's a vegetable. So the FDA classifies it as a vegetable, but yet it's a grain. And I'm really, really, really allergic to it. I think that it's because of the fertilizers, the pesticides, and the GMO that's in it. But at the same time, I'm not going to risk it because it makes me very, very sick. I mean, we're talking go to the hospital, EpiPen, blisters, sores, mouth swelling, throat shutting down, sores in my head, on my skin, kind of sick. We're not talking pretty sick. I'm going to have a little indigestion. Now, that one I can handle. But this is real serious situation stuff. And so be aware that on some labels it will say gluten free, but it really only means wheat free. So you need to check all of the ingredients. You need to learn all of the ingredients that are gluten proteins. Okay, and corn is definitely one of those. So, with that being said, um, make sure that you're getting an accurate list. And I highly, highly recommend Dr. Peter Osborne's work on no pain, no grain, no grain, no pain. Because when I started following his plan and started waking up to the inclusion of corn, my pain in my joints, and I'm almost 70 years old, it was gone in like a week. It was most fabulous feeling in the world. And I'm still doing yoga with my feet back by my ears. So, hey, that's not too bad if you can still do that and you have no pain and I have no bloating and I continue to lose weight. I think most of my weight gain had been inflammation and my tissue was just so inflamed from the pesticides, the hormones, the fertilizers, and the genetically modified ingredients that were in all the grains that I was consuming, that it's taken, a couple of years for it to um, drain out, to detox out of my body. And then I continue to do my colonics. I continue to stay clear. And that has really accelerated my healing. So, with that being said, this is a little bit of a commercial, like I said in the beginning, on my book, Empowered Empaths Diet, High Frequency Nutrition. I have other videos on my website that are complete courses. This is just a little segment of the course, but we will be extending this one for free as a free gift to people who want to sign up for our newsletter. But the gluten-free course and how to get started, how to um, clean out your cabinets, how to go shopping, how to read labels, some recipes, some advice is on the website holychiciconicart.com. And it's on there because if you're healthy, you're alive, your energy isn't getting blocked because it's all full of high frequency juice, then you can download that divine genius and create art like I do nonstop every day. So, with that being said, I will bid you adieu. Oh, and the course is $250. All my courses are $250. You can download them instantly. You'll have links in there to watch the videos. And we haven't yet set them up for release with a DVD, but that is coming. So if you want to get an actual DVD of that, send us an email At the bottom of this video will be our contact information. And I wish you happy eating and healthy eating, and bon appetit.